is a Bramble Jam podcast.
That's against all kinds of HR violations, and you know it.
I didn't say anything.
Welcome, everybody. You don't know what was going on because the mic's were muted. So just do it that way you will.
I mean, I can catch them up real quick.
The only thing that they heard was that's against so many HR violations.
It is.
What is?
Aaron dared me to sleep with a naked mole rat, which is just weird.
I
It's
did
a
not.
weird
Let
thing.
me tell you what
Exactly
happened.
what she did.
So we, while watching
I love
Kim
how you
Possible,
think this explanation is going to help.
it's gonna help.
Okay.
While watching Kim Possible, we were looking up pictures of real naked mole rats. They are not as cute as Rufus.
Yes.
And then Dan was telling a story about how he watched the 1990?
1990.
The 1990 version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right.
And he showed us a picture of the puppet Splinter.
Right.
Which is quite terrifying.
Master Splinter to you.
So I gave Dan a would you rather just roll over in the middle of the night and see this puppet of Master Splinter or a real naked mole rat. And he said, I choose dare. And then I didn't give a dare.
You said, I dare you to, and then you said, I'm going to stop right there. And I said,
I didn't have a dare. And then he filled it in and then blamed his choice
Correct.
on me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Can't do that.
Aaron can't get in trouble for this.
Yeah. You were just going to rephrase it as a dare. That's what you're going to do.
You may be
I was
wondering.
just going to rephrase it. I dare you to choose.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I did it. And then you chose sleep with a naked mole rat. And that's on you.
That's on you. You may be wondering to
you're gonna dare me to do
yourself, why are they talking about naked mole rats? It's because today we're talking about Kim
Possible, baby!
So the drama.
So the drama.
Yeah.
Very excited to dive into this.
That makes
This one.
of us.
Dan, do we have any new reviews, I wonder? Maybe maybe a naked mole rat left a review for us?
There is someone who I can only describe as Double Decker Shannon, because they've reviewed all of our podcasts here on Bramble Jam recently. Double Decker Shannon was here.
Okay.
Shannon, thank you.
Shannon,
Double Decker Shannon, thank you
so much. And the subject line is here to make Dan watch them all. So
We
there
love
you
that.
go.
really cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Leave us
that's
his
true.
ratings and
You don't
reviews.
even really have to leave a review that makes any sense.
No.
We just got to get to 300.
Thanks
That's
for
all we
being here,
gotta do.
Shannon.
You could leave us a review and just pose a would you rather question for us, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Now this is a movie, Kim Possible. So the drama. It is the second decom that we've watched that is related to a Disney Channel TV show.
Both starring Christy Carlson Romano.
That's exactly right. It's
True.
the only type of decom she does, except for Cadet Kelly.
That's right.
Um,
And she was ever present on the Disney Channel.
She was. Dan, it's Christy Carlson Romano. We've tried to tell you, and you're like, okay,
But you guys
whatever.
do this with everybody. Dan, it's Brenda Song. Dan, it's Kimberly J. Brown.
We
Dan,
only
it's
do
Hillary
it to
Duff.
people that matter.
But if you do it if you highlight the whole page, Bran, you don't highlight anything.
It's not our fault, first of all, that
It
Disney
is.
Channel had so many amazing people performing on their network.
All right.
And also, Brenda Song, quick Decom Daily Minute,
.com.
Brenda Song, back at it. She's in that new show, Running Point
on Netflix.
And she was just on the Kelly Clarkson show, our good friend Kelly Clarkson. And you know who else showed up for a quick how do you do? Macaulay Culkin.
They were together
on
on the
Kelly
program.
They were,
Clarkson?
yes. I don't
Wow.
actually, I don't really even know if it aired. I just saw a clip on social media of him coming out saying hi to Drew. No, I'm sorry, it was a Drew Barrymore show. That's why I said Drew. Not our friend. Haven't been on a Drew Barrymore show. Drew Collis.
Would like to be friends.
Would love to, not for lack of trying on our part. And so because they're child actors. That's how they know each other.
She also, Brenda Song did, she rated or ranked her like decom looks.
Oh.
Is this accidentally the DCOM Daily Minute? Did I
Yes,
stumble upon the
accidentally.
DCOM Daily Minute
Yeah.
like in real life?
Brenda Song's just went all over my social media, and I'm not mad about it. But yeah, they
Is this
used
the best timeline? Are we in the best timeline?
Took us 30 years, but Brenda Song's back in the
she's back, baby.
cultural zeitgeist.
Oh, man.
20 years.
And I found out that Kate Hudson
Yes.
was in Home Alone 1 or 2.
Really? As what?
Well, I don't know if he's not
Kate
if she's
Hudson was in Home Alone 1 or 2?
She's not like in the movie, but it's her vocals. She was in the
Okay.
choir used.
Got it. Okay.
Oh.
All right. That's in 2.
So she's in the choir that's used, and so they were kind
No,
of
well,
like.
there's a choir in 1 too. 1 as well. When he goes to the church and
No, I think it is- I
Old Man
think it is-
Marley.
You're right.
I think it was 2. They were
Okay.
different uniforms. Then
Kate Hudson makes a brief cameo appearance as a choir girl in the
There you
opening
go.
scene of 1992's Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
There
Yeah,
you
she and
go.
Brenda made a joke. Brenda was like, "You still getting those royalties?" And she was like, "Pennies, but yes."
That's funny.
I love that.
So,
What a-
Brenda just everywhere. Home Alone everywhere.
We're talking about Kim
Are
Possible.
we?
So the
So do we
drama.
have
It's
to?
time for the delish.
Do we have any more
It's,
daily minutes to get to?
It's where we, Aaron, you bring something that's a food or a drink
Yeah.
that is in some way related to the movie that we're talking about today.
Just like this movie isn't real.
Yeah.
What's going
didn't-
on? I see.
I didn't bring a physical item, but
Okay.
I do have something for you all to go home and try
Okay.
when it's not potentially 9 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, potentially.
Potentially.
Is it nachos?
Yeah, it's a naco.
It's a
What-
nocto.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna get your tortilla shell.
Yes. Uh-oh.
Unplug
You
all-
good?
I thought I unplugged all the mics.
Uh-oh.
You think that happens down there?
Yeah. It's a weird spot
There's
for us to
so-
put that plug.
There's so many cords down there. Anyway, you take a tortilla shell,
Yes.
and then you're gonna take your nachos and
Okay.
your cheese, put them on the tortilla shell.
Okay.
Throw in all the toppings that you want.
Beef, etc.
Yeah, and then if you were a purist, you would pick up the sides of the taco like a bag. You're supposed to hold it so it like is dripping out the sides. I don't know if that's how I would do it. I don't like that much of a mess. But then you basically just eat your nacho taco.
You mean you're not your taco?
Yeah, your naco.
So you could in theory
You
just
just
fold
fold
it. And,
Yeah.
It could basically be just like a nacho burrito, but
I feel like if I were to do this, what I would do is I would crunch up the chips first,
Ooh.
just so that
It
if
stays
they're-
in there.
It stays in
Yeah.
there. Then you can do a proper fold.
Yeah.
I like that.
I used to
I mean,
be,
should we go to Chewy's later and try it out? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if you... Yeah, you could probably do that at Chewy's. Get some queso as a base layer there.
Chewy's, can you help us out?
Could we do that? Can we cancel all the things that we have to do today and do that instead?
Can we do them live from Chewy's?
Can we record live from Chewy's? We just don't really have a great window for it today. It's a tough schedule day, but that's what I want to do now. In my heart.
Yeah.
And not talk about this movie.
Well, technically, what you guys could do, and this is and not for the people at home, but what you could do, Dan, is you could watch the
movie
thing
while-
that you're gonna watch while I record this next thing,
And then I would
at
have 11
you,
to 12
yes, that's exactly
to
right.
go to Chewy's. But then we wouldn't get our second smoothie of the week, which we
That's
saved.
true.
Two
That's true.
smoothies.
I would get my smoothie.
You would get yours.
Yeah.
I'd have to find mine another time.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Let's take a
Nacho
quick break. There you go. Now you're talking. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to Kim Possible, So the Drama, and what could be, and we'll find out, the shortest decom descendants of all time. We'll
At
be
least
right
the
back.
shortest calm chat, right?
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. We're
So
talking.
soon?
Yep. Kim Possible.
Already?
So the
Didn't even finish my
Drama.
naco.
So the Drama.
Yeah, still working on my naco smoothie.
Yes.
I don't love it.
This is what was supposed to be the series finale
Yes.
of the television program Kim Possible, but then the fans wouldn't have it, and so it was
Wouldn't
renewed
have
for
it.
another season.
Or even just like maybe did this movie just get enough reviews that Disney was like, why not?
Maybe. Directed by Steve Loader, written by Bob Schooley and Mark McCorkle.
Mark McCorkle.
And voice, guys, sit down. There's a lot here. Christy Carlson Romano does a voice. Will Friedle,
Gary Cole.
Taj Mowry, Raven Simone, Gary Cole, Gene Smart, Sean Fleming, John DiMaggio,
An embarrassment of riches on the vocal side of things.
Ricky Revive Oldman. Lots of Disney Channel staples in this.
Can I ask this?
movie.
How many episodes or seasons were there of Kim Possible before this aired?
This was the
3?
third season, yes.
3.
So there were 3 seasons of 20-some episodes each?
And one other movie, there was Sitch in Time.
Sitch in Time.
Which isn't a decom.
Not a
No.
decom,
Yeah.
thank God. Yeah.
It ended up going 4 seasons, 87 episodes.
87 episodes.
Yes.
So the one thing you guys told me before we watched this on Take It to the Tape, you can get those BrambleGymPlus.com.
Take the tape
It
back up.
was that she's a secret agent. And then we find out
So
Yeah.
So
15
Aaron,
minutes in this
in our
movie,
defense,
she's
in
not
our
a secret
defense,
agent. She's a very unsecret
yes,
agent.
Aaron and I were both not huge, mega Kim Possible fans.
No, I'd watch. I mean, if I was home in the afternoon and it was on, I'd put it on. But
That's
I
right.
don't think I ever watched it from the beginning all the way through.
No, I think at most I've watched 2 handfuls tops. I feel like of this show. But you did do a quick deep dive.
Yeah.
Give us the quick 411, the sitch, if you will.
Yeah. What's the sitch?
On what we need to know before diving into.
Yeah. So I
drama.
think this is covered in Sitch and Time, which clearly I've never seen.
Yeah.
But basically, I always thought that Kim was a secret agent. Like, just thought she did this on the side. Nobody knew.
And she is in high school, so it would make sense. She's in high school.
Secret identity.
You need a secret identity.
Yeah.
No, everybody's just like, what's
No,
up, Kim?
everyone's cool,
You
like-
saving the day today?
So this is really why I started doing the deep dive, because she just like, the movie starts off. We'll do a quick.
Yep.
We'll do a quick overview here. No, com chat here. I don't know.
You got
I
an
don't know.
overview. That's not even a... Come on, man.
Overview.
What you're spelling is Dockham, and we don't even have an overview. It's overtime.
I'm doing my best today.
It's Dockham.
Can't spell Dockham without overview.
That's exactly right. We're doing an overview before we get to the contract.
Anyway,
It's a special Dockham episode.
if you'd like to donate money so that I can buy Dan a real naked mole rat to leave around his house, just hit me up.
Please no.
Anyway,
Dogs would eat it.
Oh.
or they'd love it.
Dash would find it, kill it, and present it to me as a gift.
Even better.
That's what would happen.
You would love that.
Naked mole rat carcass. Here you go. It's everything you ever wanted.
Anyway,
Dockham.
so
Doc.
in the movie, she like completes her mission,
Yeah.
parachutes home, and just
Right.
leaves the parachute in the yard, and everyone's just like, "Oh, cool, you made it home in time for school." And so I was like, "Oh, this is not the secret I thought it was." So I looked it up,
Mm-mm.
and basically, little Kim had a not Lil Kim, little Kim
Little Kim, different story.
had a website where she was just like,
Sure, Lil Kim.
I can do anything like babysitting or mowing your lawn. And at one point, a billionaire got captured, trapped, and he was trying to reach Team Impossible. And I don't know who that is,
No.
but he got the wrong
Well, they're
website.
out of a job now.
He got the wrong website. He contacted Kim Possible.
Yes.
And she saved the day, and then she decided, well, guess this is my job now. And so I think that's how it just works. Is she just still has this
And-
website,
right,
and
and then-
people can either hire her or contact her.
Guys, don't get mad at us.
But, like-
also-
if there's any
But
big
I
Kim
just don't
Possible
understand.
fans,
Like,
don't
I
get mad at us.
understood her missing school when it was like, I don't know, like a government agency.
Yeah. This
And
is
now it's just like, hey, I got this email.
Yeah.
I can't be in
Yeah.
algebra today.
Just straight up, nobody even questions it. It's
everyone
just, and the
just
parents are like, you got to work for 16 hours a day. Before like I tell you how boring and senseless and ridiculous and inane this movie is,
Okay.
I do want to shout out the fact that if you were like
out.
8, 9, 10 when you were watching this, having a female lead who just is also like a kick-ass agent spy thing, and that being acknowledged as normal, pretty cool by Disney. And I do want to say that because this is not for me, and this movie is not. I don't ever want to watch it again. But hearing that, I actually like that more than she's in disguise and she's like,
Yeah,
not.
no, I like, part of me does want to go back and watch the first season of Kim Possible, or even figure out where Sitch and Time airs in that lineup. But
Because it's silly, right?
But I mean, I would have liked that so much better, where she is just a badass girl
Yeah,
out here being like, you know what, the world needed somebody. I'm that somebody.
yeah.
Just and then just
And
running with it.
and
Who runs the world?
Kim Possible.
Kim Possible runs the world.
That's right.
Not Ron Probable. What is
Stop-
it?
Stop-
Ron Stoppable.
Yes. There's
Yeah,
Kim
Ron Probable
We'll get
is
there.
is a different guy altogether.
Really
And-
quickly.
Yeah.
There's
Go-
Kim Possible. There's Ron Stoppable, who is her best friend and like sidekick.
Yep.
And then there's
Roscoe the Naked Mole Rat.
Yeah,
Rufus?
Rufus,
Rufus.
and mole rat, and then Dwayne.
Ron
What's the guy's
Probable
name?
and Roscoe.
Wade.
Wade.
Wade is
who's
Taj
a
Mowry.
guy in the chair.
He is, and the internet was very specific. He is their 10-year-old tech genius sidekick.
He's
He
10.
can't be 9 or 11. Got to be 10.
I think it was just
He's
to point
actually a
out,
smart guy. That's the thing about him.
he is a smart guy.
Smart house.
Yeah.
All right, we're at a toy parade. Shigo, who is one of the villains in this universe, is on her way there. There's some ninjas that are causing some havoc. Luckily, Kim Possible, Ron Stoppable, they have were hired by the CEO of the toys.
Yes.
And so he found her website. And they are there to take these ninjas down and to make sure that this guy's good. And it's looking good until Shigo shows up. There she go. And
where did she come from?
Where's Cotton Eye Joe? There is a battle, and Kim Possible wins, and she makes it home before breakfast. But bad news, she doesn't have anyone to go to the prom with. Prom's coming up.
Yeah.
Remember, she fights crime, but she's also just your standard teenage girl.
That's right.
Yeah, I love that this girl who is a certified badass and is just traveling all over the world,
She'll sleep when she's
rescuing people.
dead. Yeah.
I mean, but then is still subject to Mean Girl Bonnie's taunts and like wanting
right.
to fit in.
You imagine trying to bully a secret agent.
Yeah.
Hey, look at how dumb you look.
Can you
I just
imagine?
got
And
kicked
I
in the
don't think
face.
she was on your list of names you read, but it's Xenon. It's
It is
Kirsten
Xenon.
Storms.
Oh, we didn't get to her
For some reason,
somehow,
she wasn't
Kristen
on
Storm.
this.
Yeah, but
main list.
Xenon is the bully in
Xenon
this
is
one.
the bully.
I don't
Maybe
know.
I don't want to live in a world where Xenon's a bully, so that's why.
I mean, I didn't have.
I'm fine never talking about Xenon ever again. I want to be very clear.
Uh-oh.
I mean, I think now in my 30s, I have, way more confidence than I did as a teenager. But I have to believe, I think if I was a badass spy, if the head cheerleader tried to bully me, I would just be like, you don't matter.
No, if people know that you're someone that
Spy?
does spy work full time,
There's no way the cheerleader could even touch
she
you.
walks in that room like she owns it every time. Nobody ever is like,
And everyone thinks she's cool.
look at dumb Kim over there.
Yeah. Which is what Bonnie does. Bonnie's like,
Bonnie's like,
oh, you're going to go save the world. Bonnie,
Bonnie
Listen,
is-
we are all insecure in some way.
Bonnie's peak white privilege. I'm here to bully the spy.
That's right.
I am head cheerleader. That is my right.
But Kim doesn't really have the time to worry about that because Dr. Draken is the other baddie.
Who Shigo
Draken
works for, even though she is infinitely smarter
Yeah.
than he is.
Draken's dumb, but
Yeah.
he has a new
Can you
evil
imagine
plot.
if Kim and Shigo teamed up?
Unstoppable.
Rule the world.
Yeah, talk about Ron Stoppable.
Ron Stoppable.
Oh, he's gone.
Unstoppable.
He's gone.
He's get out of here.
He's gone.
I got Shigo. And he has a new plan to
New
take over
movie,
the world.
she ends up with Shigo.
That's right. Yeah. They're a power couple.
Trust me, there's plenty of letterbox reviews
right, we'll get
pushing that narrative.
And then Ron and Draken end up together, and they're the worst bad guy duo of all time. Right.
Ron is so upset that he lost the love of his life. He turns evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
And
basically
then they die
just,
in their first attempt to do anything. Yes.
It all starts
Should
with
we write that movie?
Draken and Shigo. They go to the Bermuda Triangle restaurant, I guess. I don't really know what this place is.
I think it's in the Bermuda Triangle, which is in cartoon world like the most evil of places.
Yes. And,
I did grow up being very afraid of traveling.
Oh,
through the
you
Bermuda.
don't want to mess with that.
Yeah,
place.
I
Yeah,
was
you don't
like,
wanna-
I was just like, why do people keep going there and disappearing? Like, don't we know?
Please
Yeah.
stop, everyone.
Guys,
Just avoid the
Watch,
triangle.
least you could
watch
do.
Kim Possible for 1 second.
So I think
of
it's
your
like a
life.
secret
Yeah.
evil lair,
They go there
and
to get
it's a
some
swanky
like,
restaurant because that's what
yes.
villains do.
and there's jazz. Do with that what
Hey,
you will.
villains can be cultured.
That's right. They go there to get some like different information from other bad people. Kim and Ron show up to stop them.
Yeah, I'm real hazy on anything that happens in this, like why they're there in the first place.
Yeah, I don't actually know why they're there either. But Kim and Ron do show up to stop them, I guess, from getting some information. And ultimately, they're able to, like, everybody gets away. Everyone runs away.
Yeah, he needs a certain technology for his plan,
Yes, but the technology is actually going to come from Kim's dad.
which I also found out on the internet. Draken and Kim's dad used to work together.
Okay.
Wow.
That's dark.
What an origin story.
Yeah, I should have done the deep dive before this and spent my day yesterday binge watching Kim Possible.
That's right. So Kim
Instead, I spent it not watching Memento.
Yeah. You didn't get to Memento, huh?
didn't get to it.
It's crazy.
Kim
So shocked by that.
is thinking about
Did you steal the
the.
Crossroads stock?
The what?
Oh,
What are you talking about?
never mind. I'll show you later.
Okay, guys, please.
Sorry.
I'm just trying. Kim is, coming to terms with the fact that she needs a date for the prom. Maybe Ron could be that guy.
Yeah.
But Ron is so oblivious to anything like that. He becomes friends with a new guy named Eric. And when Ron introduces Eric to Kim, there's an instant, attraction, if you will, between Kim and Eric. And Kim and Eric are beginning to date, and Ron is beginning to find himself, on the outs, on the sideline, and is beginning to get jealous, something that he didn't know was even a thing that was going to happen. But none of that matters because Draken kidnaps or dad naps, if
Drake
you will,
and Malfoy.
Kim's dad
is another upcoming decom.
Cool.
and dangles him over an octopus. Kim and Ron show up to rescue him, but Draken already has exactly what he needs, which is the tech that Kim's dad
we
has
all
developed.
remember the name of that tech.
Yeah.
He then puts that technology into these little robots. And
Little knockout robots.
yes, and what are we going to do with those robots? We're going to put them in little Happy Meals. Draken buys Ron's favorite taco shop and is going to... Bueno Nacho.
And he turns it into something about Diablo.
Diablo, yes.
Something.
And these toys are going to come with every meal, basically.
So they're giving all these things to kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Until they all turn evil.
And it's part of the movie where Ron is unraveling because of this whole Kim as a boyfriend situation. But he's also unraveling because when he goes to buy the ingredients for his nacho, it's more expensive.
Yeah.
And he finds out that, the company's been bought.
Thanks,
and
Trump, for all the tariffs.
the company's been bought and they're making changes.
If we can do thanks Obama and thanks Biden, we can do thanks Trump, right? Or no? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
We're in that timeline.
Yeah.
And so he is just fully into this taco conspiracy. So everyone just is kind of writing Ron off as all right, leave it alone. He's like, there's something up here.
Prices go up.
And everyone's like, it's just tacos. Calm down.
Yeah.
We'll be okay.
Ron's going full
But that's where it
conspiracy
starts.
theory.
It starts with the tacos.
That's exactly
Starts
right.
with the tacos.
And then if you take the prices of the tacos and you add them together, you get 666.
That's right. Mark of the Beast.
Mark of the Beast.
Diablo.
Diablo. Q. Q is Diablo.
Q is Diablo.
So Kim is kind of picking up on Ron's unhappiness and the shade that he is constantly throwing. So she goes to talk to him and basically promises, "Hey, don't worry about this. You're never always gonna be my best friend. Eric's not gonna get in the way of us being friends." Blah blah blah. Kim and Eric go to prom together. Ron is like, so he's sad and he's
at Bueno Nacho.
He's at Bueno Nacho
/ Diablo.
Yeah.
and he decides to take matters into his own hand, and he's going to call the new owner, give him a piece of his mind. And it's at this point that it is revealed to him that the owner is Draken.
Yes. Well, the Ned who works the counter is trying to let Ron know that something is not right. Ron misses every notice that there's evil happening. He's just upset because they took away the bendy straws.
Yeah.
Right. That's the last
so
straw.
That's his last straw.
Nicely done.
Well, they say
That's
that in
the
the
bit in
movie.
the
Oh,
movie.
and it's not nicely
He
done.
freaks out. He goes, "This is the last straw." And then the
Right.
new evil manager is like, "No, we have tons of
We have
straws."
tons of straws.
So he demands to talk to corporate. Obviously, Wade patches him straight through,
Yeah.
and now he's put it together.
That's
so
right.
he's trying to call Kim.
That's right.
Kim's at prom.
Kim's at prom.
Draken.
And, you do a prom, you don't answer your phone.
answer phone at prom.
Draken then activates the toy army, which begins to run after Ron. Ron goes into the prom to warn, to try to tell Kim, hey, something's going on with these toys. The toys hide, but Kim is like, you know what? I trust Ron, and there must be something here.
Which was nice because at first
That's right.
I thought she was going to be like, "Ron, you've been crazy for the last half hour of this movie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like." I was
But their
like,
friendship withstood it. She
I know.
trusted
I mean,
him.
there's been other Disney movies where in that moment the friend doesn't trust.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just let me be with my boy and my new boy.
Eric.
Notably, Zootopia. I'm watching you. Make me cry over a bunny and a fox being friends.
Zootopia's a good movie.
It's a great movie.
I'm excited
But
about
when
the sequel.
but when she doesn't believe him in that moment and he's just heartbroken, I thought we were gonna get a repeat of that. And Kim is like, no.
It's a secret good message movie for kids too. The
That's right.
movie's Zootopia's better than I think people give it credit for. Really good movie.
Oh, I wish we watched that instead. Number one in our hearts.
Yeah.
Kim and Ron then find the command signal for the toys disabled.
It's hidden in the giant taco sign.
Yeah. Disable that. Draken then is like, oh, you think you can just stop me so easily?
Mhm.
Shows that Shigo has kidnapped Eric. And hey, you're going to have to give up or else Eric is going to be in big, big trouble. So Kim shows up and fights Shigo and then reunites with Eric, who is revealed to be a robot
bot.
boy. A robot
Yep.
boy.
He's a bot.
Yes.
He's not real.
Too good to be true, that Eric.
And I will point out, at first, when the little toys start attacking, I was like, yeah, okay, there's a lot of toys, but they're so small. Like, how is this dangerous? Turns out what the dad was working on was a metal that grows. It's like a living thing. So the toys then become giant.
Giant.
And then I got
monsters.
it.
Yeah.
There's like news cameras all over the world. You can see the robots taking over. Not a panicked human being in sight.
No.
Well, Kim
Kim
Possible's
Possible's
going
got
to be
it.
on it.
Yeah, so they're just roaming the streets. There's nobody there. It's all great, I guess. Kim's got it.
That's right. And so now that Kim has seen Eric and is just kind of feeling silly, she's basically like, I can't do this. Ron gives her a pep talk, and they work together to destroy the toys, to destroy Eric. And Draken and Shigo, they're arrested. Kim and Ron are now heroes.
You sound so over it.
They go to the prom.
I'm an hour now. Heroes.
They go to prom
play
together. They go to prom together. They everybody cheers for them except for
Ron
Xenon.
Ron kind of admits that he has feelings
Yes.
for Kim when they're tied up, and he's just like, there's somebody else out there for you, maybe even someone in this room for you. And she's
right
like,
in front of your
oh,
face.
never thought about it. And then she does a quick turnaround on her feelings from having never thought about it to being like, yo, buddy, we got to go. We're going to be late for prom.
Yeah.
And then they walk in together.
Xenon's like, uh-oh, look at them. You're with Ron.
Look at those spies being lame together.
But nobody listens to Xenon. They
Everyone's
all
thrilled
cheer.
because, again, Kim just saved the world.
Yeah, that's right.
She saved the entire world.
Before prom was even over. She was
That's right.
at prom.
She missed
She
like
Saved
left
the world.
prom.
Came back to prom.
she missed like what 4 songs? Like
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
everyone's
They
They
thrilled.
were
didn't even
probably
play
all the
closing
slow
time yet.
songs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bonnie, pick your moment. Like
Yeah.
that
You
wasn't
got to read
it.
the room. And so Kim and Ron, they dance and they kiss. Big one.
Stop it.
An uncomfortable
I
kiss.
didn't like it.
And that is Kim Possible.
Yeah, it is.
So the drama. Let's take a quick break. We will come back.
Will we?
And we'll talk about it some more. We'll make our list here on
Overview.
We'll do the overview.
Overview. Dockham. Here on Dockham Descendants.
It's not that bad.
Dockham
Not a bad
Descendants.
title. Dockham Descendants.
No copyright issues.
Welcome back, everybody, to Dockham
Descendants.
Descendants.
We all worked on the
Today
dock.
we're
Our
comparing
parents worked
our
on the
Doc
dock.
Martens.
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
So many docs.
Yeah, so many docs.
to talk about.
We are back, and it is time for the second O
My great
of the
great
show.
grandfather worked on the docks.
That's right. It's time for our second O. It's overtime.
The Doc of the Bay.
Docks of the Bay. That's right.
Sitting by the dock of the bay.
Dock of the Bay.
I've got some letterbox reviews if you want them.
Please.
Jackie Burkhart says, "Can I just say that Mr. and Mrs. Possible are the hottest looking cartoon parents I've ever seen?"
All right.
I don't know, Jackie. I don't know.
You can say it, I guess. It's a free country.
Maybe
but
you
I
shouldn't.
don't know if you should.
Kevin says, the way that this was supposed to be the finale, but then they kept going because of fan demand. A moment most pleasing. All right, Kevin. Everybody's really
cool.
weird
So
about
people
Kim
are-
Possible. Jones96 says, this is the biggest anti-Happy Meal campaign I've ever seen.
Yeah. But the kids, we didn't say it, but the kids retake the toys at the end of the movie.
Oh yeah, the toys shrink back down, and the
And they're
kids
like-
are thrilled.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, they're still toys. Lauren says Ron Stoppable walks so that guys like Pete Davidson could run.
Oh, that's
dare you.
funny. That's funny.
And then Ricky Bobby,
Okay.
The Ricky Bobby.
nah, it's got to be someone else, says Lola Bunny who? She goes the only girl for me.
Oh, boy.
It's time to share our
Oh,
thoughts.
boy.
It's time to share our thoughts on this. There was, guys, I got to be honest with you, there were a lot of uncomfortable letterbox reviews about Shigo. Everybody thinks Shigo's real hot.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Yeah, I think if I grew up watching Shigo, I probably would have had the same opinion.
A lot of people shipping Kim Possible and Shigo.
Fair.
Guys, lots going on here. Let's get to our thoughts on this movie. Aaron, Kim Possible, so the drama, so the win? I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. I just went off on a little tangent in my head of how somehow the writers of Killing Eve watched Kim Possible and then wrote a fanfic.
All right.
That's where I'm going to be in my head for a while. Yeah. I don't know. I remember really liking Kim Possible. I didn't watch it religiously, but whenever it was on, I liked it. I'm a bit confused why I liked it so much because I do think like what you said, how it's perfect for like 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, and you were a little bit older than that.
And I was like 14.
But like but it seems like it's like this is something I'm supposed to like. You know what I mean? Like you know.
Maybe I just wanted to be Kim Possible, and that was like, I was like, yeah, I could go save the world and then come home and be a cheerleader and just have my normal life, and everyone just accepts it. It's been 20 years since I've seen an episode of Kim Possible, so while I did understand a lot of what was happening in this movie, I also didn't understand a lot of what was happening in this movie. So that's tough. We are going to have at least 2, I don't know if there's more, 2 more DCOMs that are based on TV shows. So that's going to be interesting.
We've had so far the Even Stevens movie and this. That's it so far?
Yeah.
Okay. We got 2 more coming.
We will have The Proud Family, which I don't think I've ever seen the Proud Family movie, but I did watch The Proud Family. And then there is a Phineas and Ferb movie.
So 2 more cartoons.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
But I've seen enough. I might have seen the Phineas and Ferb movie because it was really popular when I taught in elementary school, but never watched that show. But so it'll be an interesting time here for us to be watching these movies of shows we've never seen. But I don't know. It's really hard to rank it.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I think I was way more invested in Shigo than I was 20 years ago. I do wish there had been a time where the 2 of them teamed up.
Yeah.
And I understand.
Because, and again, Letterboxd doesn't lie. Shigo hot.
Yes, Shigo hot. And I remember at the time being excited that Kim and Ron were going to be together.
Yeah.
Having watched some of the show, you kind of were like, all right, it's inevitable that these 2 friends are going to end up together. Watching it now in my 30s, that relationship's not lasting.
She's settling.
Like that relationship, he's not a good match for her. I don't see how that works out. I was not happy they ended up together, and then was like, I'm kind of curious to watch season 4 and see.
I'm glad you are. I'm so glad you're curious to watch season 4.
Are you going to?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna watch because I want to know like
cancel your weekend plans.
Yeah, I do have big weekend plans, but canceled. Do they stay together? Like, are they a couple in season 4? How does
we have to see them kiss every episode?
Oh.
Can we not?
Guys, I can't emphasize enough how uncomfortable the kiss was.
It's just a bit not good.
And I realized this is why most cartoons don't have kisses, because they're weird. They're weird.
Yeah, I think there's a way where it's not as weird. It was just not a great ending to this movie. Anyway, that's all I've got in this overview.
They tried to animate.
It's a double O. It's a Decum Descendants.
They tried to animate an open mouth kiss.
Yes,
guys, I can't emphasize this enough.
Like they both open mouth. Like
it's 2-dimensional, guys. Just do it. Yes, it's a 2-dimensional kiss. There you go.
Just do a little peck. This movie is, as Aaron said, going to be tough. It's a tough one to rank because clearly this is a beloved franchise, and it's tough to go in at this point and
the movie
give it a fair
it
shake.
Should have done.
Sure.
To be a Kim Possible movie, like
just kind of as a thing I watched, I found it all to be quite loud. I sound like an old man, but it was just loud. It was a loud movie.
So loud. I wish they had turned down the Kim Possible.
I have never noticed Ron's voice.
Ron's voice is
screaming.
It's at a pitch that no one should have to hear.
And the whole show is just there. It's just all the way.
It's meant to be a shorter show.
They open up. Yes,
Is he screaming in every episode? How did I put up with that?
I don't know.
Damn.
So it's like they opened up the bay doors and just said, let's go nuts in this and just go all the way. And so I think I appreciate the movie. I think that they did a lot in a short amount of time. I am thankful for the shorter amount of time. It's a 71-minute movie. So yeah, it happened. I watched it. Won't watch it again. I wouldn't say that I was bored while watching it. But I also was getting a headache. So I don't know. I don't know really what to do with it. I'm going to do my best to deal with this movie in my rankings. Dan?
Maybe, well, I'm just going to quickly jump in. Maybe I should listen to an episode of the podcast with Will and Christy. Like, did his throat hurt? Like, I can't imagine.
I want to know.
He didn't sound like him.
I wonder if he reviewed this movie on
Magical Rewind.
Magical Rewind.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know they did Cheetah Girls, so it would make sense that they would also at some point do.
I,
Maybe they did So the Sitch.
I just can't imagine that he walked away from that show with great vocal cords.
Yeah.
I really hated my time here, but I also I want to be very clear. Like when we review Hallmark movies on our other podcast, like the Hallmark, there is a category of movies that I'm like, this is absolutely not for me, but it does what it says it's supposed to do. Like it does the thing, and it does it well. I've never seen anything Kim Possible related, literally nothing. But I can only imagine that this movie did exactly what it advertised it was going to do. If the show is a 22, 23 minute, loud, zany, non sequitur, weird, funny kind of show with a lot of voice talent, this is a 70-minute version of that.
Yeah.
I was bored.
Okay.
I actively hated my time. And I was thankful it was only 70 minutes. And so that makes it very tough to rank because I don't begrudge Kim Possible fans that are enjoying themselves. And I can imagine if you were a fan of the show and you were 8, 9, 10 years old, and when you were 11 years old, this movie came out, you'd have been like, this movie crushed. It was amazing. It did everything I wanted it to do. So it's weird. If it on the would I watch it again scale, it's like a bottom 5 movie. But that's not where it's going to end up for me because I do want to give it credit for trying to be the thing it's supposed to be. So yeah, I don't want any part of this movie, but I at least will say that in 2005, if you were born in 1994, then this may have been your favorite movie ever, ever, ever. And it was a 70 minutes that flew by. So good for you guys.
I'm looking at Magical Rewind.
Yes.
I don't think they've watched this one.
I need to hear Will's thoughts on Pixel Perfect.
The order in which they're watching movies is stressing me out.
It's all over the map.
But I was reminded there is a third. There's a Wizards of Waverly Place movie.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Okay. Cool.
So
Great.
but that one's live action. What's my
Who is the famous star from that one?
Selena Gomez.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you've heard of her.
I thought that I did know that, and I was not sure. I couldn't.
Do you remember before we started this show, Dan knew nothing about Christy Carlson Romano, and now he has seen all of her biggest things.
He still knows nothing about Christy Carlson Romano.
And she was shot in the eye.
Cadet Kelly.
And she was shot in the eye.
Yeah, I do know that now.
Recently.
Yep.
Decom Daily Map. Let's get to our list. Let's make our list. Let's check it twice. Let's figure out where we're putting what was supposed to be the series finale of Kim Possible onto our list of other movies. Aaron, do you know where it is?
Yeah.
Do you need a second?
No, I don't need
Okay.
a second. I don't know if this is where it's going to be. Right now, it's going to debut at number 34.
Okay.
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 Right behind Rip Girls, because I think I would still like to inherit a Hawaiian island.
You're so hot on Rip Girls. It's crazy.
And above Poof Point. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to seek it out again, but if I was ever somewhere where the Disney Channel was stuck on and it was on, I'd watch it. But yeah. No changes to my top 10. Number 10, Scream Team, Halloween Town, Get a Clue, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, Phantom of the Megaplex, Smart House, Johnny Tsunami, Right on Track, Cadet Kelly, and Motocrossed.
Right on track.
I have the Kim Possible movie debuting at 42. Just cause.
Yeah.
We'll see if it stays there, but I put it above Can of Worms because I'd rather Can of Worms still makes me uncomfortable to think about, but then it's behind Jumping Ship, which
I mean the biggest thing Kim Possible has going for it is that it's not offensive.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
There was
so
people.
That's where it got to. That's
It's
why it got
going to
where it
beat
got
out
for
at
me.
least 5 of my bottom movies
right.
just for being not offensive.
Clearly people tried. Clearly there was a lot of talented people working on this. And so 42. So there you go. My top 10 also not changed. 10, Look at the Irish. 9, Phantom of the Megaplex. 8, Full Court Miracles. 7, Smart House. 6, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 5, Cadet Kelly. 4, so I mean, Chrissy Carlson Romano is in my top 10. Number 4, Get a Clue. 3, Motocross. 2, Johnny Tsunami. Number 1, the greatest movie of all time and any time. Brink.
Kim Possible stays out of my bottom 10 at 46.
Yeah.
46. It is, to Aaron's point, there are 3 movies. There are a lot of these DCOMs that I think are passively offensive just because of the time in which they were made. There are 3 that I find actively offensive and make me angry that they were shown at any time. True Confessions, Tiger Cruise, Buffalo Dreams. Those 3 movies are all worse than this movie based purely on that. This movie debuts 1 spot ahead of True Confessions. It is 1 spot behind Ready to Run, where Sinbad does a voice. That is where this movie is.
When they promise us Sinbad
and he gets 3 lines.
as a horse.
Yeah, real bad. I
forgot about
I
that.
feel great about 46. You could make the next 5 movies ahead of that: Ready to Run, Horse Sense, Ring of Endless Light, Hounded, and Halloween Town High. I'm not sitting here telling you those movies are necessarily better than Kim Possible. That's just where it ended up dropping.
I think
on
the
my
fact that it
list.
was 70 minutes bumped it up a little bit for me.
And I think it might, if I had to go back, I'd have to look. But Hounded, the reason Hounded is as high as it is because of how short it is.
Yeah.
And so I got to go back and look at that. And I will say the other thing, even though my top 10 hasn't changed, I'll get to that in a second. The one little piece of a little tidbit I would give you that has been true for me, and I'm not sure if it's true for you guys, is after watching almost 60 of these, Under Wraps a better movie than I think I thought it was going to be. Like Under Wraps is, let's see, 4, 8, 12, 16, is not in my bottom 16. It is the 17th worst movie for me. That is a movie that keeps... Like, I have movies behind on a regular basis. It has not stayed down there. I mean, The Mummy doing dumb drive-through bits. Like, that movie is not good. I've got movies like Cheetah Girls, and Now You See It ahead of it. But it isn't going to, like, it's a movie that they scrapped, that they don't want you to know as a DCOM. And I don't understand that. There are so many DCOMs worse than Under Wraps.
Well, it's because they remake it.
They remake it. That's what. And we have to watch that one too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I have my top 10 is the same. 10, Halloween Town. 9, Full Court Miracle. 8, Scream Team. 7, Get a Clue. 6, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off. 5, Phantom of the Megaplex. 4, Cadet Kelly. 3, Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. 2, Johnny Tsunami. Number 1, Best Movie, Motocross. And I will say this.
Okay.
Cadet Kelly still is a movie that I think is going to move up my board more.
All right.
It is a movie that holds up really, really well. And I was probably too hard on initially.
Before
Go
we
figure.
end, can I just make a comment about Buffalo Dreams that I've been
No.
thinking about? Okay. Well, I feel like sometimes when we review the movie, I don't fully process the movie in time to get all my thoughts out there. And I kept thinking about Buffalo Dreams because I was like, it's so offensive, but like we have other bad guys in movies. And I think my biggest issue with Buffalo Dreams was how offensive these bullies are, who then get a complete redemption
They get a
arc
complete
in the
redemption
end.
arc.
And I keep thinking about that, where I was like, the lesson you get from that is calling Native Americans bad names is not bad. Like everything those bullies did was illegal. Like tarnishing like native land, illegal.
Yeah.
You know, you can get in a lot of trouble for that. The names that he was calling them, like, not illegal, but you know, we could have said something, and instead, in the end, he gets nothing, and he helps save the town, and everything's good.
But
and I just like, I don't know. I think that movie's
hate it.
last, but I think I'm gonna move it down.
I have it second to last right now, but I will say this:
Like, I keep thinking about it, where I'm like, they were wrong.
since we're doing a Buffalo Dreams tack on, like the understanding the property and land as property versus as deity is crucial to understanding Native American history in our nation. And if you understand it like the Christian American understands God, if you understand land that way and what we did to that land, it will rock your world on what it means to be an American. For these kids, I don't think any white person in that movie actually learns that lesson.
I don't think any lessons were learned
I don't
except
think-
for you can herd buffalo
Yeah.
with Bill Withers and bikes.
But that's I just that for no one to, if you're going to redeem a white person in that movie, they have to baseline learn that lesson, and I don't think any of them did it. So
Well,
like,
what's his name likes them because they
They've been
went
through
through
stuff.
stuff.
that's right. But also Bill Withers, Lean on Me.
Yeah,
Lean on
this
me.
is a movie that, I mean, sometimes we watch a movie and then I think about it and it moves up in my ranking. This movie's already dead
Movie
last for
sucks.
me, and I'm trying to move it down further because the lesson, like, I mean, now at 34 years old, I can watch it and be like, this is the lesson they should have learned. But as a child, the lesson that you could take away from that movie is like, hey, you can go destroy some land.
Yeah.
You can call
Which
people.
is the lesson white people have taken.
You can call people whatever you want. It doesn't matter because when the push comes to shove, you'll be there to help them.
You'll
and
do
it's
the
like,
right thing.
there's no way Kyle was helping. In real life Kyle, there's no way
No,
Kyle's helping.
No.
absolutely not.
Well, we did, everybody.
Yeah, we did.
And I'm glad I got that off my chest.
we are
Kyle's been
going-
really bothering
you.
me for a while.
We're going to
God, Kyle.
talk about Go Figure.
Yeah, we are.
Aaron's
I love
back.
this movie.
Aaron's back. Just come on back for that. It's
I
gonna
don't
be a
think
lot of
anyone
fun.
else loves this. Like this was just.
I don't know what it is.
I don't think I've ever seen it, Aaron, so I'm quite excited
anything.
to give this a shot.
Could be a Nickelodeon game show. I don't know.
Until next time. Oh,
Decom
Decom.
all the time.
Decom.
Decoom.
Decom. Decom Descendants is a Bramble Jam podcast produced by Brandon Gray. And yeah, that Greenville, South Carolina, Bramble Jam Podcast Network Studios. Follow us on the socials at Decom Descendants. Follow us online, decompodcast.com. To watch us watch these movies live, you can go to BrambleJamPlus.com.